Hey, it's ClayTrader, and I'm gonna. This is Plug. We're looking live right now at some action. This is the 1 minute chart. Looking to potentially go long here, but need to be careful as things are starting to roll over. So, I don't want to get caught in some sort of just downwards drift by the bears, which is what's looking like going to happen here. Let's see, what is that low? 636. So if 636 fails over here, this thing is going to head down quite a bit more. So let's sit here and just kind of gauge the strength of, if this 636 area is that strong or anything. Here we go, getting the test. Now it's broken. 635 is getting hammered, and it's looking like it's going to be heading down or even further here. Kind of little last gasp over here on level 2s. There's 636 again. So let's just kind of sit here and see what happens. 636 getting tested once again. Let's look over here. I have a bunch of other time frames up. There's 635 again. So I'm trying to gauge what these other ones are. Let's see, on the daily, what is that? 624, I could very well see it going down to at least 624 now that this that 636 level has failed. And if 624 does not hold, then that's where things could really start to get pretty nasty. So let's just kind of sit here. I'm more that I talk here and just kind of give you my thoughts. It just doesn't make much sense right now to try to go long. That would be catching a falling knife. I would be trying to short, but for whatever reason, maybe I missed news or something, I'm not able to short anymore. I've been able to do it the past couple days, but today has not been changed, so I don't know what happened. But regardless, not able to short, and I just don't think it'd be very smart to go to try to go long right now, given the trend of things and how the momentum right now is certainly down. It really could bounce, but I just don't like the risk versus reward here. You can see over here, just kind of breathing a little bit, but it breathed right here too before rolling back over. And I think it's going to be doing that again. So I'm just going to sit back here and keep an eye on it. I guess I'll do this video. I wanted to get a trade here, but this would probably be a worthwhile video too, just to see how the market unfold. So now you can see it's heading back up here. Again, I think it's just a little breath here before it's going to roll back over and head back down. We shall see. And I guess in the spirit of keeping this video somewhat short, I'll pause it and then I'll give another update as any sort of significant thing happens with the chart. So it's coming back down here again. We'll see if it can push now to newer lows. You can see quite a bit of bidders over there on 632. There's 631. So the 630, like I said, I think if it breaks through there just based on the bidders over here, it should go quite a bit of ways down. The daily chart showing 624 as a key level of support. So I'd imagine that it'd at least go down to there. So if I could short, this would be a great spot. And looking to then cover some shares right around. See, look at that big old order there at 630. So 630s, this is going to be a crucial level of support here. Let's see if it can fall. I'll kind of do a mental paper trade here. I'd already be short. My stop would be somewhere up around here above these upper candles. Look at 630s just getting drilled, and there it goes. So this is falling now, and there's 626, or did I say 624? I can't. Let's see, let's check that level. 624, excuse me, that's the key level on the daily. But you can see once 630 fell, and there's 624 there. So right there, and now it's just really falling apart. So this indeed, like I said, it was just a little breath before it decided to roll back over. I don't know why I can't short. That's kind of irritating, not going to lie. But at least we got to get somewhat of, I guess we can call this an educational video up. But we'll see what happens. We might get another breath here after that big down move there, but 630 looks like it'll certainly become somewhat of a decent level of resistance based on how many orders were sitting there. But I'll pause it again, and like I said, so the video doesn't drag out too long, I'll bring it back to update any sort, or to keep any significant moves updated here. All right, it's on lows again, looking like it's gonna try to go to new lows. And you know, at this point, the chart is really pretty much in no man's land, because the daily, like I said, that 624 was key, and now you can see that it's just falling even more. So darn it, why couldn't I have shorted? Very frustrating, but it is what it is. That's the life of or that's just how the stock market goes. So, but yeah, just getting hit. The next area of support is going to be 583. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and think out loud as I look at these other time frames. Yeah, really nothing until 583. Now, it's not going to shoot straight down there, but I mean, the chart is now in territory where it's kind of just in no man's land. So a slow little drift I could certainly see happening now all the way down to at least 583. That would be a gap close on the daily. But yeah, you can see just nasty. You know, first started talking about it. Well, you know, I was thinking about trying to go long up here, but it just, like I had said, the momentum after watching the action a little bit more, just too strong, and just would not have been a good risk versus reward, and this would have clearly been a losing trade. But it shorted, you know, I definitely would have went short, and it's been doing exactly what I thought it would. So I guess the lesson there would be, you know, certainly use different time frames. I'm not saying you have to use the 1 minute. Like I said, this would have been a day trade type scalp for me, so that's what why I'd be down on this time frame. All right, I'll pause it, and you know, if it goes down lower anymore, I'll get it updated. But I mean, you kind of get the point of what I was getting at there. You can just tell the pressure is down right now on it. You know, just crushing it down every time it tries to breathe upwards. It just keeps getting hit with all the selling over here. So if it goes to new lows again, I'll be back to update the chart and keep you posted. All right, it has since started to bounce. It is meeting this blue line here, which is a moving average, and you can see right now it's getting knocked down by it. So it would not be surprised at all. You know, if you're like to short in a strength, that would be a decent little area right there. But we'll see if this move. I mean, look at that. I love charts. Look how that moving average is just holding down the price right now. I mean, if you don't believe in charts or think they work, I mean, this sort of action right now, that to me, that's hard to argue against. I mean, look at that. Especially if this rolls over. Which I would not be shocked at all to see it do. You know, that's just an example of, you know, some breath coming up here, and then having this level of this moving average now knock it back down as resistance. So let's see what happens with it. There's some pretty big, I noticed some bidders over here down in the, I think it was that 622 area. So I mean, the bidders are definitely back. It's just really a matter of, are they going to be able to sustain the downwards pressure that the stock is under. So I'll pause it again, and I'll keep you updated with whatever happens with it. Looking like this moving average may not hold as resistance, but nonetheless, it was pretty amazing to see how it did hover right around there. Now we're getting some more price action. So it looks like the bulls have at least a little bit of traction here. Little bit being the key word, because the trend right now is definitely down. But I'll keep you posted here. All right, at this time you can see it came up here and is now starting to roll back over here. So probably going to head back down here to at least test these previous lows. But you can see here the big bidders that I was talking about earlier. You can see down in the low 620s. They're sitting there, so the bears are definitely going to have to push to get down through. But that's also why, you know, if this area does fail right here, then it'll probably be a relatively quick move back down here. Just because of the fact that it's just going to represent that the bears were indeed pretty strong in their downwards push. So, and there's 620s getting, so as noted, the low 620, 620 here. See if these levels can hold up. If not, then should be a pretty quick journey right back down to that 615 area. So far, so good holding up. You know, this video is already 9.5 minutes long, so I'm trying to keep this as short as possible. But so I'm going to pause it, and I'll keep you posted. All right, just to point out here, this 620, you can see now multiple candles in a row right there. Let me change this to another color. 620 is certainly the level of support right now. And keep in mind, this is the day trader perspective, so we're looking at a 1 minute chart. So there is 620. Let me skinny up that line some. And let's just keep an eye on that. If it can fall, being that it's a key level of support, if this white line does not hold, then it should be a quick move down here to this next area of support, which is at 613. So what I'm saying is a break of 620, price should move pretty darn quick down here to 613. 620 is over here getting tested again, but as you can see, that would make sense why on the chart it's such a big level of support. You can see the big bidders over here. So it's going to take a big breath, and then hopefully that makes sense. You know, if all these big bidders are all of a sudden gone, then, you know, stop losses are going to get hit, and it should be, like I said, that's the reasoning behind, you know, the move down here. But it's holding up, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now this is the 5th candle where it's been holding. But the more it gets tested, the weaker, and there it is broken. So let's see if it can head down there to the 613 area. There's 616. Looks like there's going to be some potential support right there at 615 with these big bidders. But even that amount, you know, when the momentum really starts to head down, those big bidders can only do so much. As you can see, just really getting hammered at 615. Putting up a fight there. There's people that are bidding. So putting in a fight, they want to try to put in a higher low here. And there it is. There's 612 now. So like I said, when I you know, within less than 2 minutes, broke there, and now you can see it is going lower, excuse me. So just a great example of the price came up, and the people that, you know, were shorting in the strength here starting to build a position up here around this blue line, which was that resistance. Yes, it got above it, but, you know, it never separated from it, and it rolled back over. So as suspected, and, you know, as we saw earlier in the video, came up here, would have been a good short, and now it has rolled back over, broke through that 620, and then had a quick journey down here. So that's, you know, I think this will probably drift down a little bit lower, but, you know, the video is already 12.5 minutes, and I got to get back to trading. Good little example there, I guess. Lessons learned here. I mean, I was thinking about going long up in this area, but just watching the action, didn't feel comfortable with it, so I just pulled back, and that's fine. I mean, if you're watching the chart, and it's just you're getting the feeling and looking at it where it doesn't make much sense for you to do what you're thinking, then you don't have to do anything. And if this one, and usually you can change your strategy and then act on your strategy, but with this one, for whatever reason, was not able to short, so I just kind of decided to keep the video rolling and see what happens. But you can see this would have been a very profitable short for me had I been able to short, but it is what it is, so I figured make a video out of it. So hopefully you find this helpful, and yeah, thanks for watching.